And a very good evening. As I say, I'm the new kid on the block, and I don't like introductions calling me anything as former. I couldn't be more excited and proud to be part of this incredible organization. I've been waiting for this day since the time I joined, which was 15th of January, because I guess this is my moment to be able to thank all of you for your support, for your affection, and for a very warm welcome for me into this world of technology. And the second reason why I couldn't really wait for this opportunity is because I'm going to be presenting to you something which I fundamentally, as a business leader, feel is going to be tremendously revolutionary in the space of performance and productivity. I guess all of us as CEOs or CXOs and business leaders have always known the power of culture, and we believe that culture eats strategy for breakfast. We also know for a fact that in this VUCA world, it's never going to be our strategic plans which are going to be holding us strong in this competitive world, while it's going to be a lot more about the relentless focus on our execution. And that's exactly, I guess, what we put in the center. It's your frustration, it's your outcome, and exactly what you've been desiring to have in your business, which is agility in your execution plans. As the businesses have grown, we've seen your teams grow tremendously, and now they're operating in a highly distributed and a very, very networked manner. And I guess one of the challenges that most business leaders would essentially face is to keep a track on performance and on productivity, on the progress that we're making, and on the go, how can we actually be able to solve for the bottlenecks that our teams are essentially facing that could be working in different time zones and could be working about thousands of kilometers away from the apex corporate center from where the business leaders are essentially operating. And as I said, that's exactly what we've kept in the center when we started to talk to many of our customers. What's that will actually give you the power on your handheld to be the mobile first and to be able to check in and to do everything for which you are constantly either huddling people onto conference calls or huddling people into a big room, or even the recent change that I've seen is in the size of the CEO's office, which is just getting bigger and bigger. And a new designation that has cropped up just over the last 5 years is the chief of staff, which is an individual who's bringing in all the information together so that the business leader ultimately can end up taking just the right decision, but the time lag is tremendous. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have Zippi right here in front of us, which is actually called Zippi because we fundamentally believe it should create the zippiness that you need to be able to make decisions on the go, and that's really what we believe is going to be a competitive advantage. So just as I get started, I certainly have to be able to make a mention that this is not the pre-launch, this is the actual launch, because we did the pre-launch with many of our customers just about a couple of months back. It is currently being tested out with over 200,000 plus users across 30 odd countries. So what we're bringing to you is a highly refined version of our version of productivity and performance, which is, I guess, the magic that I want to be able to introduce by calling out the team. So we've got Vipul Mathur, who's the business owner for Zippi. And along with him, we have Vikram and Harsimran, who are the co-creators of Zippi. And it's really these individuals with a lot of colleagues backing them up who've written the new core of work in the space of productivity. So it's just going to be the four of us, and as I said, I'm the new kid on the block, so I'm allowed a lot of pardons here. I'm going to be pulling out my phone, and we'll take you straight into the first aspect, what I believe is the biggest magic that I found for myself in doing everything that one needs to be able to do on a daily basis, which is the AI chatbot, which helps you and plays a significant role in adding the level of agility that you need on the go. So very quickly, the moment you check in almost on a daily basis. You can very quickly get done with some of the mundane stuff around your leave and attendance. For some of the sales individuals, we've essentially been able to put the sales enablement process. This is fundamentally to give the empowerment to the feet on street people, which is increasingly becoming the largest population on literally every enterprise. And when you get into the performance element, I can not only check my own OKRs, the objective and key results, but very quickly I can actually get into the OKRs of my teams. So a lot of time that essentially goes a lot more unproductive in commutes between home and office and between meetings and long waits that all of us have gotten used to, unfortunately, at the airport lounges is really where you could check into the OKRs of many of your team members. We've got a native collaboration platform which gets you to break the entire objectives into activities that you've got to be able to do on a daily basis, and you can have very meaningful conversations on the collaboration which is native to Zippi. And this is available for record at all points in time. So you can break it down into activities that you really want to be able to measure on a weekly or maybe on a daily basis. Almost throws a lot of your emailing absolutely redundant. You don't have to move away from one collaboration platform to another because this is something which is absolutely integrated. One element that I certainly want to be able to bring out when we first started taking to our clients for the beta testing, the immediate response that we solicited was, oh, this is going to work great for my sales. Their goals are quantifiable. I can put percentages, numbers to their goals. I can also pull a lot of data out of the CRM. And the reason why much of the instance that you see is to break exactly that myth. We picked up a rather complicated store operations in a retail organization as an instance, as opposed to what might seem an easy thing to be able to do with the sales organization. The third element, which is quite relevant, is at the bottom of the screen that you saw, which was to get into the tasks. And to me, this is really where I add agility to the daily work that I perform for myself. So I can get into the tasks. I can understand not just for my direct reports, but get down to the 3 or 4 levels below and get to understand where is the task getting stuck, provide ongoing feedback, be able to log in my comments and have a conversation as we are reviewing those tasks. And all of that is available on the go, not on conference calls, not on meetings, and not required to essentially come face to face almost at any point in time. And the last, which I fundamentally believe is a big differentiator, is the navigator. So you are literally able to take in a macro view of things. At the same time, you're able to take in a micro view of things. So you can take the entire strategic objectives of your enterprise, break it down, and see the line of sight getting created to the last man or woman working in your organization. So we literally say, how's that I'm going to be able to build that visibility from the CEO's desk to the receptionist in an organization? And I guess this is possibly the most vital aspect that adds greater degree of purpose to literally everybody who's coming in, because a very large part of the organization is constantly consumed in transactions, not really knowing what I did today or what I do in my job and how that essentially gets connected to the larger purpose and the vision for which this organization is striving on a daily basis. So that was in very, very brief what I really had to talk to you about Zippi. I can't actually introduce this to be, in my opinion, the best buddy that business leaders can have to be able to create that culture of high performance, which has been a dream for literally every organization at all points in time. And it couldn't be more relevant than the times that we're essentially living in, where the competition is not necessarily going to be coming in from your traditional competitors, but a lot of that is going to be coming in from those bunch of very, very bright boys and girls who are working out a very differentiated business model sitting out of a garage. And I do believe that it is actually the power that we've already seen with about 30-odd organizations who've already been able to use Zippi and present that power to each one of you. It would be quite unfair for me to close Zippi without thanking all the clients who've given us feedback to get us to this point. It's really been how they've been working and the areas that they actually thought should have gotten incorporated, which has got Zippi to where it is at this point in time, and certainly for a very, very large number of man hours that our technology team has essentially been able to put in. And so Mr. Khan just kind of walked in. I can't help say that this is our version of Make in India for performance and productivity. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.